Hello you guys, this is Fun on Automotive, and in this video I'm going to be talking about all the things that I have done to my wife's Jeep and the O2 sensor that I just replaced on my Jeep. And plus I didn't have the right tool or tools to do it, so let's get to that. And the O2 sensor that I was working with is just up here. I don't know if you could see it right there. Right there. That son of a bitch right there was a pain. The last time I did the O2 sensors, I had this whole Y pipe off, this whole thing, and I had the catalytic converters off as well as the resonator, the whole thing. And getting that sucker, I mean, it went out. I threw a check engine light, and where is that? Right there. Right there. It threw a check engine light, and it was pretty easy taking it off, you know. I was able to get it from inside the hood. There was just enough space to reach my hand down in there next to the valve cover in the head and unbolt that son of a bitch. And getting it in there, vice versa, I did the same thing, but I could not get it tight from the top of the hood, so I had to come down here and I had to squeeze my hand right in between this drive shaft and the oil pan. Right in between the oil pan and the drive shaft, next to the front diff, and I had to get in there and get that sensor right up there. Man, how hard that was. It took me about an hour just trying to get it done. My wrenches were too big. I just had to little tiny turns, like less than like centimeters. Getting that sucker to turn took me a good while. And then finally I was able to get it just tight enough that it wouldn't come loose. And so I started it and everything's been good, and I got it plugged in. I plugged it in easily. You have to plug it in through the hood. So that's how I took care of all of that. But yeah, everything's been doing good on my Jeep though, just like in my last video when I did that update. Paint's coming off from the scrape plates though, but that's normal. That'll happen. The silicone from when the last owners took it to shops to get the oil changed. I don't trust shops to change my oil. I do everything to my truck myself. Not even just the oil, everything. I've changed everything on this truck that's needed to be changed, and I've done it all myself. Except the rack and pinion, because the lower control arm was seized on there. It was so bad that I couldn't even get it off, so I took it to the shop and they just straight up just decided to just cut everything off, the caster bolts and all that, and just bang it out of here. The bolt was stuck inside of the subframe. It was stuck, so they had to get in here, cut inside of here, and get inside. It was just a whole pain in the ass. I didn't feel like dealing with it, so that's why I just took it to the shop. And then once they were able to get that off, that's when they do the rack and pinion, and then I went and bought a new one and then just had them install it. Trust me, I would have done it all myself. It's not hard. It's just very time consuming, but I didn't want to deal with the bullshit, and I was busy then when I got that done. And the other thing is I get my wheel alignment done over there, and that's about it. Could do my own wheel alignment, but they do it by computer and they get it perfect, and these tires have been wearing phenomenally well. Very, very well. I just took it all the way to Prescott, Arizona not long ago, and no showing wear. Everything's even. I mean, it's showing wear, but it's all even, obviously. All nice and even. Everything's been good. As you know, I gotta change my boot. It's got a little tiny rip right up on top of it. I don't know if you could see it, but it happened when I was trying to put my lift in the very first time. The fork was, obviously everybody comes across that problem. You can't reach the fork onto the lower control arm mount, and the top of the shock where the fork and then the shock that goes into the fork, that lower end of the shock was pinching against that boot, and then so on and so forth. It made a hole. But yeah, it made a hole, a little pinhole in it, and that's fine. And with my wife's Jeep, I decided to hold off on doing it, on lifting it, which I really do still want to lift it. This thing's gonna look good. I'm gonna put my old 32s on it, as you know, and fix all the oil leaks. It had a very, very bad oil leak, and it had a transmission leak, and got all those done. Did them all myself. I even changed the tie rods, all the tie rods, pitman arm, upper and lower control arm, track bar. What else can I think of? The sway bar end links, all 4 of those. I put a new radiator in. I even put a new AC compressor in this, a new alternator. Did a recent tune-up, new battery, spark plugs, and I haven't done the coil packs. It has coil packs. It is a 1999, but they didn't need to be changed. Everything's good and gravy on those. What else have I done? I even did the gearbox, replaced the gearbox. What else have I done? I already mentioned the radiator. Power steering pump I've done. So alternator, power steering pump, AC pump, gearbox. Shoot, I can't think of anything else. I think the radiator, reservoir, just all these things. When we bought it, the last owner, he did not maintenance it at all. Everything was original, but everything was going bad. So I went through everything one by one and just replaced it all back to good condition. So this thing right now, as it sits, has 239,000 miles, and it runs phenomenal. Good. It's good. I like it. I will be doing a video on it when I do lift it, so don't worry about that. My father-in-law just got a Patriot over there, a little Patriot. Those things look good when they're lifted. They're not bad. He didn't want a 4-wheel drive because he says he has no need for it, but he has everything he owns is 2-wheel drive, and he's already gotten stuck in his pickup, which is 2-wheel drive. And it's funny because, you know, gotta have at least one 4-wheel drive to do certain things when you're going off-road, even if it's just a trail going to your house. So yeah, that's the funny part. But hey, you got a Jeep, but it's a 2-wheel drive. It's sad. Those things do look good lifted though. I seen one with a 2-inch lift with some 30s on it, some 30-inch tires, and it looks very good. They're very mean. I like how they're boxy. But anyways, my Jeep is doing well. My Jeep is doing excellent. I don't know if I mentioned in my last video, but my shocks, they're all doing excellent. Good. My springs, all that's doing well. Upper control arms, lower control arms, springs, you name it. Everything on this truck's been perfect. Haven't had any problems with it. Even with the 5-inch lift and the subframe drop and all that, everything has been good and gravy. Not one bit of problem. I hope you guys like this video and enjoyed it, and let me know what you guys have done to your Jeep Liberties. If you're a Jeep Liberty owner or thinking about getting a Jeep Liberty, let me know what you've done, and maybe I can help you. If you just got a Jeep Liberty, or just share some information with me. Let me know what you've done, and let's share our experiences. And if you've owned a Jeep Grand Cherokee WJ, let me know what you've done with that. And if you have any pictures, please share on my Instagram. You know what that is, Jeeping by All Worldwide. And as always, this is Fun Automotive, and I will catch you later. Goodbye.